Okay. My nose running. Hi guys, I'm recording on my phone, so I have no idea if this is going to turn out any good. But I'm here with my mom this weekend. As those of you guys who participated in the stream should know, I played the ESO beta. They finally dropped the NDA, and my mom played too.
Yep.
We were supposed to play together, but there was a confusion, blah blah blah. But it's all right. We played on our own. So we're both Elder Scrolls fans. She's actually probably more of an Elder Scrolls fan than me. You played the heck out of Morrowind and Oblivion, and you were playing quite a bit of Skyrim, but we were borrowing it, so you didn't really finish it. She's not much of a PC gamer. I'm a PC gamer. I'm a PC, I'm a Mac, whatever. But you've never really played MMOs before. I remember I tried to get you to play World of Warcraft, and you played for like 10 minutes, and you were like, this is boring.
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
So, obviously, you know, this is going to be interesting. Let me... cat. Hold on. This is running. So, as someone who likes Elder Scrolls, but isn't too keen on MMOs so far, what was your impression of... Cat! What was your impression of ESO?
I thought it was fun. There's a story to it, you know, so you have some idea of what you're supposed to do. I think that was the problem with that World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to be doing.
Well, you know, World of Warcraft does have a story. It's just not voiced. It's all reading, which some people have patience for, and I am about to throw the cat out the window. So what kind of character did you make? Do you remember?
The
mage,
lizard one.
Argonian.
Yeah, the Argonian one.
Were you a mage or a fighter?
I was trying to stick with the things that wouldn't wear my hands out, so more of a mage.
I think it would matter too much, but...
Well, I mean, I don't like the ones that are hack.
Well...
Yeah.
See, the thing about MMOs is it's basically the same. It's like timed release for the buttons. Although ESO, it's not quite like World of Warcraft. What did you find it engaging? Did you talk to anybody while you're playing? Did you realize you were playing with live people?
I tried to talk to people, but I couldn't quite figure out how to do it.
How to type.
Because when I got started, I had this error message kept coming up on the screen, and I had to play around it. I couldn't get the error message off the screen.
Oh.
I ended up calling the tech, and they called me back about 2 hours later because there were so many people playing. And he worked on it, and he couldn't get it off of there. And then I figured out how to do it myself.
Oh,
yeah.
Was it?
It took about 4 hours. It took about 4 hours.
Was it
afterwards.
a Steam error, or was it in the game? Do you know?
What it had to do with was the associated program that gives them feedback.
Oh.
And what I did was I just deleted that program.
Oh.
So
that'll do it.
Yeah. You know,
kind of defeats the purpose of a beta, but...
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be able to give them feedback, but...
if you can't play the game,
it wasn't
obviously.
Working. Well, I could play it, but it was still always on the screen.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Excuse me.
Did you figure out, like, the different attacks and stuff like that, and did you figure out the controls pretty easily?
I did. You know, of course, I was doing the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a... I like the
console.
Xbox, the console ones.
Yeah, you haven't played a PC game since probably Oblivion.
Not for a long time because I got the trigger finger.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of turned me off on using the mouse for playing.
You're silly.
Well, I did. I couldn't hardly use my finger.
Would you play that game for the long
Well, I was
term?
going to try and play it last night, but then I guess you said it was only good for a couple of days.
Yeah, it was only on the weekend. But you would play it?
Yeah, I'd probably play it.
Would you pay for it?
I would probably pay for it.
Would you pay $15 a month for it?
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to be able to just play for half an hour and turn something off. Mm-hmm. And if I was paying like a monthly fee for it,
you feel like you're obligated to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've always had that problems with that kind of problem with things like that because I feel guilty if I'm not playing it regularly, and it's like it's not fun anymore because I know that was a problem. And also, I just speaking about World of Warcraft mostly because to me ESO is a lot like World of Warcraft. Unfortunately, sorry, but it is. I just didn't find it that engaging. You know, the story, there is story, but you really have to like read it and pay a lot of attention to. I sound dumb, but but as far as ESO goes, you know, it is voice acted, so it's like Star Trek Online, which you haven't played, which you might like actually. Not Star Trek, Star Wars. Star Wars Online, or no, The Old Republic. Dang it, there's too many Star Wars games, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, voice acting, it does definitely make a difference in that you can kind of lean back and let them talk. But you know what, I got super impatient. I admit I clicked through a lot of them. And my biggest problem with ESO, I played it a little bit on the stream. I played it for about an hour and a half, and then I was like, I'm bored. And I started playing Vampire the Masquerade, a game from 2004, yes. But then I went back the next day and I played for a couple more hours while I was at my friend's house. But the thing that I didn't like about ESO is that it's still very, go here, kill 12 of these guys, and, you know, turn in their pelts or whatever, which is unfortunately a thing that a lot of MMOs have, that a lot of MMOs struggle with. And my hope for ESO, and I'm sure this is a hope that a lot of people had, is I was really hoping it would be open-ended, like Skyrim, you know, be able to go out and find quests everywhere and find ruins and go explore the ruins. Whereas my impressions of ESO, and I didn't play it a lot, I played it maybe 4 or 5 hours over the weekend. My impression of it was that it was very, these are the quests we have, please do these quests. Now, it is in beta, they might be fleshing it out more, but I feel like at this point in the beta, they should have at least had some kind of exploration in it. But, I don't know. Did you feel like you were playing an Elder Scrolls game, aside from them looking like Elder Scrolls?
No.
No?
No.
So it felt like a different game?
Yeah. It, in a lot of respects, felt like the Assassin's Creed one that didn't have...
The first one?
No, the later ones that didn't have enough story to them. Mm. They were more like what you said, just go shoot the Indians or whatever.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, if you're curious what we're talking about, you can go watch my Assassin's Creed 3 review, where I basically said that it felt like they added all this side stuff, but they didn't flesh it out. And again, you know, it's beta, so maybe they'll add to it later, but the beta's been going on for, what, a year? Couple of years? I think they should have some of that. And it's due to come out, I think, in April? I have to look it up. I don't know. But I think at this point, they really should have a lot more in the game. But so if it was free, you would play it. If it cost money once, you would probably get it. But if it costs a monthly fee, you're not
at this point. No.
Right.
No.
What would they have to put into it for you to want to plunk down $15 a month?
Mostly for me, when it comes to playing on the computer, is the comfort of being able to sit and play.
So you want...
That's why I prefer the Xbox.
Right, so you want controller integration, which I know was something a lot of people were asking about, and I think the consensus last I heard was that there wouldn't be integration. However, it is coming out on the different systems. It's coming out on PS4, it's coming out on Xbox One. I don't know if it's coming out on the older systems. I actually have it pre-ordered for PS4, which is kind of funny because I don't have a PS4 yet, but that's what my friends are getting it on, so it wouldn't really make sense. Unfortunately, it's not cross-platform like Destiny will be. Destiny will be amazing. Destiny is the project by the people that made Halo, and it's mecha, whatever, you know, I'm not really that into mecha, but it does look like it'll be fun. And you can play with anyone. Theoretically, you can play with anyone regardless of what platform they're on. You're all on the same server, which I really wish they would do with ESO, because I have friends that are playing it on PC, I have friends that are playing with it on PS4.
I think part of the problem with playing with other people,
other people
online, at least on Friday, because I was doing it on Friday, was that they didn't seem to know what they were doing either. I'd ask them to join my group, and it would be like they'd follow me around, and then all of a sudden they'd disappear, and it's like, where did they go?
Yeah, I didn't party with anyone. I've never really been big on partying, even when I play games like World of Warcraft. I'm always like, I'm usually a rogue. And
Maybe they thought I was too boring.
You know, no, I agree, because even with MMOs I like I was actually pretty happy with Guild Wars 2 for a little while. Guild Wars 2 is interesting in that to be in a group, you just have to be nearby each other, and you'll automatically start sharing experience. And you can also get experience not necessarily just from hurting enemies, but like from healing everybody, from dodging blows, stuff like that. There's a lot of different ways for you to get experience. And even in an environment like that, you know, I'd try to play with my friends, and they would have already done everything, and they just blaze through it, and it was just sort of like me following them around. Like, it was very hard to stay at the same level, you know. If I feel like reading, I don't want the person I'm with to be like, oh god, hurry up, and likewise, you know. And that's something that a lot of MMOs struggle with, unfortunately. I think even, at least with couch co-op, you know, games where you can literally in the same room sit together playing, when it has story scenes like that, you're both experiencing it at the same time. So you don't really have that concern, whereas when it's an MMO, it depends on the MMO. Sometimes they actually do put you in the same cutscene. But if you've already seen the cutscene, you know, and it's just a guy standing there talking, I don't understand why so many...
I wasn't sure. So if I'm reading something in that doesn't necessarily mean that the other person is seeing the same thing I'm seeing as far as reading.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I know, like, for instance, with Guild Wars, when you're talking to somebody and you have, like, a little cutscene or whatever, your character will just be standing there with a little symbol over their head that says, you know, that proves that you're off in a cutscene. The people that are near you won't see the same cutscene. And, you know, even if you're in a group or whatever... so it's just not very engaging. Yeah, I feel like MMOs still have a long way to go before they'll interest a person like me. And trust me, I have tried a lot of MMOs. I haven't had you try too many because most of them are on PC. There's a new Final Fantasy one that just came out, actually, that I was looking at that's pretty gorgeous, pretty interesting looking, that might be fun to try. But anyway, as far as ESO goes, you know, I have such high hopes for it, and I'm still obviously going to play it. I mean, I pre-ordered the Legendary, or not Legendary, the Imperial Edition, whatever it's called, the big one. But yeah, I have to say it ain't no multiplayer Skyrim. So, but what? So many noises. What do you? What would you expect from a multiplayer Elder Scrolls game? Forgetting what you played in ESO.
I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what that question means.
Well, for instance, okay, well, you've played...
I would expect something that has a storyline and something that doesn't wear my hands out.
Right. But I mean, you've played Morrowind, you've played Oblivion, and you played Skyrim, and all three of those are single-player games. So, what, in your opinion, would be that kind of game, but adapted to a multiplayer setting? Like...
Well, you know me, I'm not really... into multiplayer stuff, you know. I like to do my own thing, and I don't like other people dictating what I should be doing or not doing. So I mean, I obviously like characters in there, but not necessarily wanting them to expect me to do something a certain way.
So maybe a multiplayer game that's not so dependent on level, where you can get enjoyment from something without having to be, you know, in that same point of the story as everybody else, because that's where the problem is, you know, if you're playing with your friend and your friend plays for a couple hours without you and suddenly they're super far ahead of you in the story, you know, do they come back and hear all the same stuff again, or do you skip all that so that you can catch up to them? So, something where people can come in and out of playing together, kind of like Dark Souls, actually. Dark Souls, you played Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and, you know, the multiplayer in that is very... unique. You don't really play together. You do in brief instances, you know, you can summon people. More often you get invaded and get killed, and that's PvP. That's really annoying PvP, but something like that,
I don't know, I usually was pretty good at beating them. Because they did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm terrible against invaders. I always like freak out. I'm like, ah! But yeah. I think something like that. But it's not
that I'm such a great player. I guess I just did things they weren't expecting the other player to do. like run away and outflank them and they come back and get them.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Instead of just going head to head.
Yeah. Invaders. That's a whole other topic.
I even had one guy give me some kudos. A good move, good move.
Yeah, I've been live streaming Dark Souls on PC a lot lately, and I've actually gotten quite a few people who are watching me, and now they yell at me if I play anything but Dark Souls. That's the drawback of getting a following, is if you do anything different than what they came for, they yell at you, and it's like, come come on, guys, I like to play different kinds of games. Like, last night I was dressed in my Morgan cosplay, so as much as it's made so far, and I was playing Dragon Age Origins, which you didn't beat, I don't think. You played
Dragon Age.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We'll get you up to speed. We gotta get all this stuff on console. The thing is, I already own it on PC, so it feels kind of dumb to play it on console. Anyway, we've talked for 15 minutes. Yeah, I think some kind of Dark Souls-ish multiplayer would be really interesting for a game like Skyrim. Obviously, it's not going to work with ESO, because ESO is so far gone that it is what it is. But maybe someday we'll get a multiplayer Skyrim like people like me want.
I thought I would like Skyrim, but I never really played that except a little bit.
You played for a couple weeks when I was borrowing it. But, yeah. Alright. Thanks for joining me, Mom.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you guys want another dual review or whatever, you should tell us what game you want us to both play. I don't live here, so I only see them like once a week, but we have internet, and we both have computers, and I left my PS3 here. I have my Xbox where I live. But I know the Humble Indie Bundle 11 I got for her, and I was thinking that we would both play and talk about Swapper. If there's another game that you would like us to both play and give our opinions on, let us know in the comments. Alright, I think that's good.
Aw, my little girl.
Ah, so freaking cute!